Here in this video we shall showcase to you the 15 fastest Monsterverse titans, and since many of the other titans were only mentioned in the movie or shown in the comics, the speed of these particular titans cannot be assessed at all. We will only showcase the ones seen in the movies, and many of them are estimated by us, mind you. Of course, there are the ones with the officially released data on speed. Others, on the other hand, can only be done so with educated measurements. So subscribe to be a part of the MindQ family. And now, let's get down with this sickness. Number 15. Methuselah. The big Titanus Methuselah is a quadruped monster with a forest sprouting on his rocky and mountainous back. And he has a mouth full of huge, razor-sharp fangs. He also has huge horns. His forelimbs have claws, while his hind limbs have hooves, which makes him walk in a peculiar fashion. Methuselah has a lagging reptile tail as well. All this point out to one thing: Methuselah, with his crouching posture, is the slowest of the titans, and his speed would be less than 100 miles per hour at best, or around 160 kilometers per hour. Number 14. The Skullcrawlers from 2017. The 2017 Kong Skull Island Skullcrawlers are large reptilian creatures with only 2 long forelimbs and no hind limbs, as well as a long prehensile serpentine tail. They have long and slender yet muscular sturdy bodies. But because they drag their long tails and have only 2 hands, these characteristics slow them down. But the big one still could reach top speeds of more than 100 miles per hour or 160 kilometers per hour, as seen in the fight with Kong in the final parts of the movie. Number 13. Behemoth. The next one is Titanus Behemoth, and it resembles a prehistoric ground sloth with huge curving tusks that resemble those of a mammoth, and it knuckle walks like a gorilla. It has brown fur with short taper-like trunks and 2 long tusks, and his head resembles that of a mammoth. Although he walks like a gorilla, his sloth characteristics and mammoth parts would make him slow and not as fast as one would think, but he will still clock between 100 and 150 miles per hour, or between 160 to 220 kilometers per hour. Number 12. The Muto Female. The female Muto and the queen Muto of King of the Monsters share the same ranking. The female Muto is substantially larger than the male, reaching approximately twice as tall as him, around 300 feet tall. She has 2 primary pairs of forelimbs and a smaller set on her midsection, as well as hind limbs. She walks like an arachnid and does seem to be slow and sluggish, but her burst of speed during the fight with Godzilla puts her at between 100 to 150 miles per hour, or between 160 to 220 kilometers per hour. Number 11. Scylla. Titanus Scylla is a massive armored cephalopod with 6 bony, lightly hairy legs, each with 2 joints and a claw at the end. Scylla moves in rapid bursts of small, quick steps similar to a spider. It also has more control over its individual legs than spiders, who rely on hydrostatic pressure to stretch their legs because they lack blood and bones, unlike Scylla. Scylla could potentially reach speeds of more than 150 miles per hour, or more than 220 kilometers per hour. Number 10. 2017 Kong. The Kong of Skull Island from 2017 has the posture of a human and moves more or less like a human, especially when he's running. A normal human would run around 15 miles per hour or 22 kilometers per hour, unless it's Usain Bolt, and then just double that number. But nevertheless, Kong was stated to be running at speeds of over 150 miles per hour or 220 kilometers per hour, and it was pretty evident during his run to smash the helicopters in the 2017 movie, and this speed is according to the 2017 design of him being 104 feet tall. Number 9. The Red Skullcrawler. A large adult skullcrawler, codenamed Number 10, was held captive by Apex Cybernetics to be used as a test subject for Mechagodzilla to kill. The creature breaks free from its containment cell and begins chasing after Madison Russell. Although it was seen only in a brief moment, in its sprint to catch Madison, it seemed to be lightning fast like a superbike rushing towards you, but mind you, it was gigantic in size. So, its speed could have been around 200 miles per hour or 320 kilometers per hour. Number 8. Godzilla. While retaining the same basic design as his 2014 appearance, Godzilla received a slight revamp for King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong, with his dorsal plates being bigger and changing in shape, and his chest and abdomen shape being, well, I don't know, maybe he hit the gym, which makes him faster than the 2014 version, which just walked slowly and lazily. In its scene of Godzilla rushing towards Ghidorah and in Godzilla vs. Kong towards Mechagodzilla, he reached speeds of over 250 miles per hour or 400 kilometers per hour. Number 7. Mechagodzilla. The mecha was bigger than Godzilla and had the same overall design. Its forelimbs were considerably bulkier and slightly longer than the real Big G's ones, with zygodactyl claws, whatever they are. Its feet seemed to bear a slight resemblance to Ghidorah's while still having the legs of Godzilla's frame. It was equally as fast as Godzilla while running towards each other in Godzilla vs. Kong, but with those rocket thrusters it would have been faster, maybe, I don't know, a notch faster, like 300 miles per hour or an 80 kilometers per hour more than the 400 of Godzilla. Number 6. Kong 2021. In Godzilla vs. Kong, the big ape had grown to be over 350 feet tall or 3 times his own size during the 2017 movie. And as you can see while he was traveling in the hollow earth, the HEAVs, which were basically anti-gravity powered helicopters, were struggling to keep up with the big ape. He was traveling on all 4 of his limbs like a gorilla, and since a gorilla can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, Kong with his size, and according to the shape of a gorilla and his traveling style, would have been traveling at speeds of over 300 to 400 miles per hour, and if converted it will be 480 to 640 kilometers per hour. Number 5. The Warbbat. Warbats are large reptilian serpentine creatures being greyish in coloration and equipped with 2 red membranous wings running down the top half of its body. Their torso is similar to that of a snake. Coupled with the membranous wings, the warbats resemble a cobra. Warbats are agile flies and display excellent maneuverability in the hollow earth. They can easily catch up to an HEAV and catch one in mid-air, so their speed would have been over 500 miles per hour to do so, or more than 800 kilometers per hour. Number 4. The Muto male. The male Muto has a similar appearance to the female, except that he is much smaller and has a more agile physique, and his front limbs have been organically repurposed to form as wings, which are long, pointed and membranous, like that of a pterosaur. It had been seen to swiftly take into the air and fly around San Francisco while fighting Godzilla, with speeds that is faster than the Warbbat but slower than Mothra, at maybe between 500 to 600 miles per hour, and converted to 800 to 960 kilometers per hour. Number 3. Mothra. While her larval form is much more insectoid in appearance, possessing a vaguely armadillo-like segmented back, double-jointed and somewhat caterpillar-like legs, and slow in movement, her imago or major form seemed to be more agile or slender than the previous incarnations. Mothra was a fast flyer, reaching more than Mach 1 or more than the speed of sound, which would put it around 770 miles per hour and converted to 1250 kilometers per hour. It was clearly seen in the Battle of Boston with her fight against Ghidorah and Rodan. Number 2. Monster Zero. Ghidorah or Monster Zero have wings that are much larger and more bat-like in appearance than most incarnations, and the membrane of each wing is supported by 4 bat-like phalanges extending from Ghidorah's wrists and additional 3 phalanges that extend from the sides of Ghidorah's torso. Ghidorah can run as fast as Godzilla, but his flying speed is probably faster than Mothra, as he can catch up to the Argo in Mexico, so maybe his speed was around maybe 1000 miles per hour or 1600 kilometers per hour. And number 1. Rodan. Rodan, with a wingspan of over 871 feet, has the capability of flying across oceans without tiring, and due to his immense wingspan, Rodan is fast enough to keep up with and even outfly military jets and the USS Argo and intercept Mothra while she was in the middle of a dive. Rodan is indeed the fastest Titan, as it was faster than the F-22 Raptors that have a top speed of Mach 2 or 1500 miles per hour or 2200 kilometers per hour, so Rodan would have been much faster than them. And so with that we come to the end of the video on the fastest Titans of the Monsterverse. Do hit that like button for support and subscribe to be a part of the MindQ family, and also hit that bell button for regular updates on monster videos. Till the next one, take care fam.